Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the Daily Indian Express newspaper for the date 20th October 2023, brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. So these are all the important articles which we are going to have a analysis in the upcoming slides. Have a look at it. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. Its economy in turmoil. Dhaka seal pact with IMF on the bailout. See, right now the Bangladesh is facing a financial crisis or the economic crisis because of the balance of payment issues. Why it has happened is, what the country is saying is that it is majorly because of two external factors. One is the supply chain constraint that has arisen because of COVID related impact, and then the Russian-Ukraine war impact. So these two incidents has created a supply chain issues for their import, and also there have been global price rise in terms of oil and also the other products price rise. Bangladesh, mainly a importing country, not an exporting country, has been severely affected because of this global turmoil. This is what the explanation being given by the Dhaka government. Okay, what kind of agreement has reached between the Dhaka as well as the IMF is that there has been a staff level agreement has been reached between them for the $4.7 billion loan. So as a part of the staff level agreement reached recently, the Bangladesh will be availing nearly $681 million out of the $4.7 billion in the upcoming weeks for their balance of payment crisis management. And as I said, the Dhaka's forex reserve has been declined by nearly 1/3 due to the costlier import as well as the higher crude oil price, because their countries is dependent morely on the imported crude oils only. So because of the price rise which has happened in the global arena, led to the drastic rise in the import bill for the Dhaka, which in turn led to the reduction of forex reserve for the Dhaka. How the news is related to civil service examination is, under prelims the news is related to current event of national as well as international importance, and under mains GS paper 2 it has been related to important international institutions, agencies, floras as well as their structure and mandate, which comes under GS paper 2 IR. But what the Dhaka government is saying is that it is only because of the external crisis, not because of the internal crisis, the reduction in the forex reserves has happened. But the data shows otherwise. The data is from the global multilateral organization as well as their own native Bangladeshi economists. What they are saying is that it is not in the crisis because of the external factor is part of the reason, but the crisis because of the domestic reason is also another part of the reason why the Bangladesh is right now suffering because of the foreign balance of payment crisis. First and foremost domestic crisis which the economists as well as the multilateral organizations are mentioning is unsustainable infrastructure spending. See, since 2007 till 2020, there has been huge number of investment had been made in building up the basic infrastructures like road, railways, underwater tunnels, bridges, example Padma bridges. So due to heavy investment in building up the infrastructure, the balance, the domestic economy got shattered. Why? Because is the cost of the infrastructure funding came from not from the sustainable inside sources, but from the loan of other multilateral organizations. Secondly, what the World Bank has mentioned is that the Bangladesh cost of road laying or road development is very high in the world. Why? Because of huge corruption as well as cost overruns and in terms of implementation delays. These kind of things have increased the road construction process or road construction cost of the Bangladesh, which is right now the highest in the world, which has been quoted by World Bank. And then, as I said, the cost for building the infrastructure came as in the form of loan or debt from the outside countries or bilateral relationships, not from the sustainable input sources. And because of over debt as well as the cost overruns which has taken place because of the huge corruptions, lagging in the implementation, has led to drastic decline in the balance of payment, which in turn led to drastic decline in the forex reserve. Secondly, the banking sectors in the Dhaka is not doing well. Why? Because most of the loans has been turned into non-performing assets. As a result of which, the banks are in a position they could not able to fund the infrastructure activities that has been going on across the country. So this is the second major domestic reason. Thirdly, the corruption in power sectors. See, since 2007, the government is heavily focusing on providing the electricity to all. So initially, to ramp up the electricity capacity, they followed the QRPP model. It is the temporary power plant model where the government could, temporary power plant means it is in the form of mobile power plant, where the government could able to produce the electricity from the fossil fuels where it is required. But it is, what the government has said is that it is only for a temporary period of time only, until we develop the permanent infrastructure for producing the electricity. But until now, the QRPP model is only being used, and then the private producers buying the electricity from the private producers as well as the local level producers has been only functioning until now. Why? Because until now the government has not yet fully implemented the infrastructure related aspect of the electricity power generation until now. This is one side. Another side is because of huge increase in the power cost, and then it has, if there has been increase in the power cost, means it will have some ripple effect in the other aspect of the economy as well, and in turn it will have huge toll on the consumer bills. And these are the things has led to drastic degradation in the power sectors. And the power sector, another third reason for the decline in the power sector is the huge subsidy being given to the power sectors for its revamp. But the subsidy that has been given to the power sectors has not yielded a fruitful result until now. Since the till now the power sector is in a debt condition only. It could not able to produce the surplus power, or it could not make itself into the sustainable power producers until now. It is dependent on the other private producers or the temporary power plant producing units. And then because of huge corruptions as well as money laundering, and then huge invoicing in the import as well as export of the goods in the country by the small group of businessmen as well as the billionaires in those countries, what they have done with those money which they have got from the misinvoicing, corruption as well as money laundering, they have siphoned the fund to the other countries, which in turn led to the huge flight of the capital from the Dhaka. And finally, the unplanned fiscal policy. See, even after pandemic, there was early signs of the country's economy is not doing well. But during that time also, the Central Bank of Dhaka as well as the government of the Dhaka doesn't took a protective stand of promoting the export rather than import. Until now, they could not able to make a clear-cut fiscal policy to promote the export. So if they are promoting the export only, they could able to earn the forex revenues, which in turn will have a huge healthy positive impact on their balance of payment. But until now, this kind of prudent fiscal policy has not been taken by the central bank, which is also acting as one of the causes for the decline in terms of balance of payment crisis as well as the overall economic crisis. So these are all the domestic factors that led to the recent economic crisis in the Dhaka. So this is what the details of the news is about, and they have been they are going to take a loan of, as I said, $4.7 billion from the IMF as a part of the bailout packages. Okay, let's have a look into the details of International Monetary Funds. International Monetary Fund is the global organization whose aim is to maintain the prudent global financial stability and also support the national economic policies that promotes financial stabilities and also economic cooperation across the world. And it has been created during 1945 under Bretton Woods Conference along with the World Bank Group. And IMF's highest decision making body is the Board of Governors, which contains the representative from the member countries, who may be the finance ministry or the governor of their respective central bank. And then the day-to-day function of the IMF will be handled by the executive board, which has nearly 24 members. And then the managing director is the head of IMF staffs as well as the chair of the executive board, and they will be assisted by 4 deputy managing directors to carry out the function. So this is what the details in relation to the IMF is about. How the IMF provides loan is that the IMF does not lend for specific projects like in the case of World Bank, whose main purpose is to promote the development across the country. But in the case of IMF, it wanted to maintain the fiscal stability across the country. So it does not lend for the specific projects, but it provides financial support to the countries which are hit by crisis like BOP crisis, that is balance of payment crisis, or excess debt crisis, illiquid financial institutions crisis. So these are all the crises where the IMF will be providing a helping hand to bail out those countries which has been affected by this kind of crisis. Okay, what is the impact of the crisis is that first and foremost is, if there is any kind of crisis that is happening in the country, means it will be initially it will be slowing down the progress of the economic growth. Secondly, it will be leading to increased unemployment, because if there has been slowing down of economic growth, means there will be lesser amount of production. The lesser amount of production means there will be lesser amount of manpower required, which in turn will be having a huge toll on employment rate. Thirdly, because of slowing down of economic growth and then slowing down of production and its impact on employment, these are all the things will have a impact on the overall national income, which in turn will have a huge toll on the disposable income of each individual. Fourthly, it will create uncertainty as well as it will be leading to deep recession in the country. So these are all the impact of crisis. These are all the impact a crisis creates in an economy. Okay, what need to be studied further is, we should know about what is balance of payment crisis is. Secondly, we should also know about what is forex reserve, what are all the constituents of forex reserve, and what are all the constituents that has been present in the forex reserve according to their respective proportion. Secondly, we should also know about what are all the other multilateral financial institutions that has been present. Thirdly, we should also know about the recent financial crisis or economic crisis of Sri Lankan as well as the Pakistan crisis. So these are all the other areas which we need to be aware of. Hold digital crop survey from July 2024. Center tells the states. See, the present system of estimating the crop is manual, and because of the manual recording of the estimation of the crop, it is leading to delay as well as more manual errors, as a result of which we could not able to precisely estimate what is the expected estimate production that is going to happen in this years. So as a result of which there is some lacuna or deficit in budget making. So that is the reason why the Agriculture Ministry has informed the state to start the digital survey from July 2024. Why the July 24 is the agriculture year actually starts in July and it will be ending in June. So that is the reason why they wanted to start the survey in next year 2020, July 2024. How the news is being related to civil service examination is, under prelims it is related to economic and social development. Similarly, under mains GS paper 3, under agriculture topic it is related to e-technology in aid of farmers. Okay, let's have a look into the what does the geospatial technology is about, because this is the technology that is going to be employed in the survey to collect the data or estimation in relation to the crops that is going to be produced in the country. See, the geospatial technology is the emerging technology which is divided into GIS, Geo Information System, Global Positioning System, as well as the Remote Sensing System. The Geo Information System will provide information in relation to the place, like in the case of what is the name of the place, what is the latitude, longitude, so on and so forth. Like in the case of global positioning system, it will be accurately position. It will detect the person or individual or anything which we have wanted to locate. It will be locating the particular area, things place according to its latitude as well as longitude. And the remote sensing is nothing but it is the collection of information about an object without any close contact with those objects. So these are all the different types of geospatial technologies, and it will enable to acquire data with reference to the earth, anything with reference to the earth. Like as I said, in the case of humans, land, or other natural resources, or anything that is related to wildlife, flora, fauna, so on and so forth. It has huge potential in terms of boosting the efficiency in the administration. So what benefits the technology brings to agriculture system is, first and foremost, it will be able to monitor the crop health as well as the soil health. As a result of monitoring the crop health as well as soil health, it could lead to proper evaluation of the crop as well as soil health, so that the course correction in terms of the crop as well as the soil could be made. Secondly, it could able to detect the early pest attack, so that what are the required amount of pesticides or other thing which is required to reduce the pest attack will be easily planned before the actual pest attack is going to take place, because this kind of pest attack will have the huge toll on the production or harvesting of the final agriculture products. Thirdly, it could able to estimate the what is the amount of crop that is going to be produced in the corresponding year, which we wanted to calculate. It will give a clear idea about it. And as I said, if we are going to know what are all the production that is going to happen this year, means we could able to prepare budget accordingly, so that we could able to provide budget for those areas in the agriculture system which wants the support, and we could able to reduce the support which could able to manage itself sufficiently. For finally, it will be leading to overall improved decision making in terms of the agriculture system. Not only it is not only decision making from the government side, even the individual farmers could able to make decision according to the information that he obtains from the geospatial technology in the form of the crop health, soil health, and the detection of pests, as well as what the yield the particular soil could able to produce. So these are all the other areas. So this is what the benefit the technology brings to the agriculture system. So how India is focusing on the geospatial technologies used in agriculture is, first and foremost, that Mahalanobis National Crop Forecast Center was started in 2012, which provides the farmers with the early forecast with relation to the weather, as well as the crop and the soil level information to the farmers. And recently, the government of India has opened up the geospatial data and mapping service to the private entity, so that it will be leading to innovation in terms of using the geospatial data. Most importantly, this innovation could be utilized for implementation in the agriculture system. Thirdly, national remote sensing centers data is also being provided to the state, so that these data could be used for implementation in the agriculture policy making or agriculture related policy implementation. So what need to be studied further is, we should know about what is organic farming, what is natural farming, and what is the difference between both of them. Secondly, we should also know about what is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. And then thirdly, we should also know about what is Pradhan Mantri Kishan scheme, and then Kishan credit card scheme was about. Fourthly, we should also know about the micro irrigation fund of Government of India. What is the purpose of creating the fund, and what is the current situation of the fund? We should be aware of it. So these are all the other areas which we need to be aware of. Prime Minister to flag off RRTS, Regional Rapid Transport System, how this latest mass transport system can benefit NCR, the National Capital Region. See, the India's first rapid system for regional connectivity is going to be launched now, that is today. And then it is the semi-high speed rapid regional connectivity system, which could be able to clock the level of 180 km per hour, and it could be able to cut the travel time by 1 hour between Delhi and Meerut corridor. And what is the historical aspect of this RRTS is that during 1998-99 period, the Railway Ministry has commissioned a body to study the efficiency improvement in the railway system. They have recommended the introduction of RRTS in the railway system to enhance the regional connectivity. And in 2006, it was re-examined with the proposal to extend the Delhi metro line to the Ghaziabad, Noida, as well as Gurgaon. And during 2008 and 9 period, the National Capital Regions Planning Board took up the matter, and they identified 8 transit corridors. So this is the map, which will be connecting the Panipat, the Meerut, the Haryana sub-regions, and then Rajasthan sub-region, Uttar Pradesh sub-regions. So these 8 corridors are the lines being identified by National Capital Regions Planning Board during 2008 to 11 period. And what are all the benefits this RRTS is going to bring to the NCR region is, first and foremost, it will enhance the employment generation. Secondly, it will open up new commercial hub along the corridors, and then it will enhance the economic productivity because of the reduction in the travel time by 1 hour. It will enhance the economic productivity of the region, and then it will enhance the more economic activity in and around the suburban location where the corridor is located. And the entire corridor is between Delhi, Ghaziabad and Meerut corridor, which is nearly 82 km long, will be completed by 2025. A part of this corridor, which is a 17-km corridor, is opened today, which is the highly potent and most important regions in this, which has, is selected from the 82-km corridor, and it has been opened today according to the priority, topmost priority it has, and the other important economic benefit it has. So that is the reason why they have completed the initial 17-km stretch of the total 82-km corridor at very fast pace, and they have opened it today, and the remaining part will be finished by 2025. How the RRTS is different from the conventional railways as well as the metro transport system is, first and foremost, it is different from conventional railway because it is highly reliable, it is quick, and then its frequency is very high between the point to point connectivity. And then in the case of difference with the metros, it is faster than the metros because the metros could be able to reach a top speed of 100 to 120 km per hour. But the RRTS could able to reach the top speed of 180 km per hour. So that is the difference between the RRTS as well as the conventional railways and metros. What benefits the RRTS brings is that it is the RRTS operation is fully based on the electrical connectivity, so that it will act as environment friendly transit corridor. Secondly, it will have a balanced as well as the sustainable urbanization development, not the previous cases like where one part of the region only will be developing, the remaining the surrounding part will be underdeveloped. Not like that. Because of the connectivity which has been enhanced because of the RRTS with the urban as well as the suburban region, there will be balance as well as the sustainable urbanization will be taking place, and then it will be leading to the rapid economic development across the region, which in turn will be reducing the congestion that has taken place in the most important cities that in NCR. So the news is related to under prelims, under economic as well as social development. Similarly, under mains, it is related to GS paper 3 economic development under a topic called infrastructure. So then what need to be studied further apart from the details which we have discussed in the previous slide is, first and foremost is we should know about what are all the inland water connectivity that has been opened in India. Secondly, we should also know about Bharatamala project. Thirdly, we should also know about the Vande Bharat project. What does the Vande Bharat project is? Which are all the areas where the trains of the Vande Bharat project has been produced? What is the historical aspect of those areas? And until now, what kind of train has been produced? And what kind of Vande Bharat train is going to be produced in the near future? These are all the things which we needed to be aware. Mumbai holds his breath, alarm bells rings, but no one is listening. See, the Mumbai's pollution level for the past 1 year has many a time clocked higher than the Delhi's pollution level. See, right now the pollution level in the Mumbai is very pathetic. Still we are going to enter the winter as well as the Diwali season. So before that, before the peak season itself, the Mumbai's pollution level is very alarming. And as I said, most of the region it has touched nearly 300 in the air quality index. What the data from the SAFAR the air pollution monitoring agency of Ministry of Earth Science has showed us that the Mumbai recorded its worst air quality index in 66 out of 92 days in the previous November 2022 to January 2023. According to SAFAR, this is what the air quality index is about. So if the air quality index is 0 to 50 means it is good. If it is 51 to 100 means it is satisfactory. And if it is 101 to 200 means it is moderate, and it is 201 to 300 means it is poor, and more than 301 means it is very poor. So we could able to see that most of the regions in the Mumbai has touched the 300 air quality index. So we could able to come to a conclusion that most part of the cities have reached the poor air quality index. So what is the causes of the air quality deterioration of this air quality in Mumbai region is, even though despite they have the coastal they have the facility of the coastal effect, is because of delay in the wind reversal. See, because of the coastal region, the advantage it has, the land breeze as well as the sea breeze, the reversal of those wind between the land as well as the sea will be taking place in every 2 days. But this reversal has been reduced. Right now, according to the expert, this reversal is taking place only once in 15 days. So that is the reason why the dust that has been coming in the cities have been stagnated, and it is suspending in the atmosphere itself. Secondly, the unplanned infra construction across the city is also acting as one of the major causes for the increased pollution in the city. Thirdly, the road dust. The road dust in the cities has enhanced the air pollution in the area, and then open burning of solid waste, and then usage of unclean fuel by restaurants, dabas, street food vendors. So these are all the causes that is adding fuel to the rising pollution of the Mumbai. What effect this kind of pollution will have on people is that, see, the PM level particle matters 2.5 level of 120 is equivalent to inhaling the particle matters from 5 to 6 cigarettes. So it will have a huge toll on the lungs of the people, more importantly the lungs of the children, because their lungs are in the developing stage. So it will be more vulnerable to the deterioration of the air quality, most importantly the increased PM2.5 level. Why? Because why it could able to damage the lung is that it could able to penetrate and reach the alveoli in the stomach, where the gas exchange actually takes place. So it will be leading to increased inflammation, oxidative stress, as well as damage to the lungs. And PM2.5 can lead to mutation in the normal cell, which in turn will be leading to again lung cancer. And then other health effects like migraine, dizziness, reduced energy, and severe headache, asthma. These are all the other things which could be frequently occur to the people across every age, across every section of the age. And how the news is being related to the exam is, under prelims it is related to general issues on environmental ecology. Similarly, under mains it is related to GS paper 3 environment under a topic called conservation, environmental pollution degradation, and environmental impact assessment. So let's have a look into what does this air quality index about. The air quality index is the measurement of the pollution level of PM2.5 and then PM10, ozone, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, lead, and as well as ammonia. See, in that pollutant we could able to see that it is not measuring the carbon dioxide, which is very important from prelims perspective. And The National Clean Air Program was launched by Ministry of Environment, Forest as well as Climate Change in 2019. It seeks to cut the concentration of particle matters 2.5 and particulate matter 10 by 20% in 5 years, and the target has been extended to 2026, and the target has also been increased to cut down the PM 2.5, PM 10 by 40%, and by taking the 2017 as the base year. And the non-attainment cities are being focused under National Clean Air Program. What is this non-attainment cities is, these are the cities being identified by Central Pollution Control Board whose pollution level could not able to achieve the benchmark being set under National Ambient Air Quality Standards. So those are all the cities whose air quality standards could not able to match the National Ambient Air Quality Standard for the period of 5 years. Such kind of cities have been selected for the National Clean Air Program, and this city will be given high focus to reduce the particulate matters 2.5 and particulate matters 10 by 2026 by 40%. This is what the details in relation to air quality index as well as the National Clean Air Program is about. What needed to be studied further is, we should know about what is United Nations Framework for Convention on Climate Change. Secondly, we should also know about Air Act 1981, under which ministry it comes and what are all the important provision of it, and if it is creating any other body means we should be aware of it. Thirdly, we should also know about what is greenhouse gas and what are all the greenhouse gas potential of each individual greenhouse gases. So these are all the other areas which we needed to be aware of. Okay, let's have a look into today's practice prelims question. So this is what the today's practice prelims question. I want those students, those who are watching this session online, please do comment the option point for the question which you are seeing right now on the board. Okay, with this we have reached the end of today's session. So thank you.